And there we go. All right. We are here. We are live and we're ready to roll, guys. I appreciate your patience here on the stream. We were already live on radio. Chase had to help us out a little bit, man. I'll explain what happened here in a minute, but appreciate you guys being here. Nick, Yakenji, BJ, Mike, what's up? Jake, Dwight, Agent, what's up? Here we go. I think we're about to come back. And welcome into this Wednesday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys enjoyed that quick little snippet, man. That's going to be one of the things we talk about here on the show today. Some of these updates going on with the quarterback battle is really starting to heat up. And initially, Chase, that's what I titled the stream, and I planned on talking about a good bit today until this morning. I was scrolling like I typically do, catching myself up on the latest news, and I saw that Chris Lowe sat down with Coach Kalen DeBoer, and they covered a number of things. And it really was kind of like Coach DeBoer setting the record straight, Chase, on so many things from last season to this season. So I felt that it was very informative. I felt that it was very insightful, and I had to call an audible, man. I had to go to the line in Omaha. I had to get my Peyton Manning on. And I flipped the script, man. I changed the thumbnail, changed the title, and pretty much changed the direction that we're going to go today, because I really want to go through a number of topics he talked about in this article. And because of you guys, encouraging myself to subscribe to some of these platforms and things, that way we have even more to talk about. I'm subscribed on Bama Online. So I got the article, for those of you that don't have it, and we'll read it. Now, I won't necessarily just share it all because I don't want to get in trouble like sharing paid stuff. But we'll discuss a number of the things that he discussed in this sit down, which was a very long article, Chase. And just to give you and all our listeners kind of a heads up on some of the topics. I'm sure you probably saw some of the headlines on Twitter, but I mean, he discussed all the way back to the whole the job talk about Michigan, him potentially leaving to Michigan. He detailed that situation. His outlook on Alabama, his plans, about being here, being the head coach at Alabama. They spoke with Ryan Coleman Williams and several others. He talked about even the additions from the transfer portal, and he had an interesting quote on that. And I'm going to definitely bring that part up. He said something that I thought was very interesting the way he put it there, but we'll talk about that and a lot of other things. But without further ado, I want to hit on couple other things. Hey, big shout out to some family that I have that's in town. She would be my second cousin, but Julia, want to give a shout out to Julia, who's from Rochester, New York, same area my mom was from, but she's actually on a visit here right now, touring the University of Alabama, and I got to catch up with her and her folks, Todd and her mother, and they're great. So glad they got to come and visit, but hopefully she enjoys her visit today. I know she enjoyed kind of getting to see Tuscaloosa yesterday. My brother, gave them a tour, and they went to the lake and did a number of other things. But today she's actually visiting, I should say, the campus. So I just wanted to give her a little shout out because I know she was loving it so far, and hopefully she decides to come to school here. I'd love to have some more. Now, she's not a Miller. She's on my mom's side, but love some more family here experience and what Alabama is all about. So wanted to get that out the way. In terms of the quick audible we had early on in terms of the stream, now radio, we were playing our snippet from Greg, and we'll discuss that at some point as well. I was telling Chase, man, it was the weirdest thing. I'm sitting here, man, this morning. You guys know I always talk about walking my dogs, doing all these things. I'm doing everything per usual. Now, the pollen's been pretty thick, and it's definitely been messing with me, but everything was great, man. I'm sitting here. I'm ready to roll right in front of the screen. All of a sudden, like right before we start, man, I get hit with like a hot flash. I start sweating. I felt dizzy and like really queasy. Like it was the weirdest thing. So luckily we had that clip ready to roll, and we were planning on listening to that today anyways, and it worked out perfect. But I'm good now, guys. If you're wondering, I'm fine. I promise I'm good. I got my my vitamin water here. I don't even think I'm really sick, man. Maybe it was something I ate, but the weirdest thing, I don't know if you guys ever had something like that, but it was like just out of nowhere, suddenly, it just felt like that, and then kind of passed. So God is good. I'm feeling better, and I'm ready to roll and talk about all the things we plan on talking about today on the show. 205-342-9904 is the number if you guys want to get in on the conversations, man. Don't have any guests lined up right now. I know Gray was talking with Gray about, every Wednesday, jumping on here. I'm not too sure if he's good to go today. So it sounds like we will be pretty free on the phone lines if you guys want to jump back in on the conversation. We can talk spring ball. We can talk this article that we're about to pull up and discuss and break down. We can talk scrimmage number 2 because that is right around the corner. And Chase, get this. So it's still on Friday. Schedule's still messing with me, but it is actually over in the stadium. So that'll be cool. And I do plan on trying to get out there. And actually, I don't even, it's not even there is no issue. I just realized I looked at the schedule yesterday and it's an afternoon scrimmage. So I want to say it starts at 2 in that range. So we'll be clear to head on out there. And I'm excited about that, being able to go check out the guys, man, see them over in the stadium for the first time this spring and seeing what they are looking like so far through, I guess it'd be week 3 of spring ball. That said, real quick, Chase, let me pull up this article real quick. And I'll just tell, should we start with the part that I really thought was interesting first? Should we start with the part that people are talking about the most, which I always say is the whole, let's start with that. We'll start with the Michigan job, that whole deal, because a lot of people were wondering what went down last year. And people talked about, was Kalen DeBoer ready to leave to go to Michigan? If he had lost to Oklahoma, was that a done deal? Did the win against Oklahoma kind of save the day and keep him here in Tuscaloosa? I know that was a little bit of a theory that was going out. And according to Kalen DeBoer, it wasn't any of those things. He claims that he had no contact with Michigan at all. And it's always interesting when you hear that from these coaches, right? And I'm not saying this necessarily applies to him, but I'm like, for example, Coach Curry, right? Women's basketball coach. I want to say she was on the station like, when was it? Maybe the Friday before I think she accepted the job to go to USF, like Monday or Tuesday. I feel like she was on the station on one of the shows and mentioned that she hadn't talked to anybody. Then like 4 days later, she's named the new head coach for women's basketball at USF. So I'm not saying he's not being honest here. What I think coaches mean when they always say this, because I feel like every coach says this, like, hey, I wasn't talking with anybody. I think that's kind of code for I didn't speak to anybody directly myself. That doesn't mean my agent or my team wasn't necessarily speaking to somebody. In my opinion, that's kind of what I feel like. I could be wrong. Now, again, I'm not calling Coach DeBoer a liar. Again, he's a very honest guy, in my opinion. I feel like he's a great stand-up guy, but also know sometimes, you can kind of word things where it doesn't necessarily allude to the whole truth, right? And I don't blame him, right? Who would want to sit there and say, oh, my agent was talking with them and entertaining kind of what they had to say? Nobody's going to say that, right? But what do you think, Chase? You tell me, what's your kind of vibe on that? Do you think when he says he hadn't spoke to anybody from Michigan, do you feel like it's true, like nobody, not even his team? Or do you think maybe the team did behind the scenes? Like, when I say team, I mean like his agency and that stuff.
I think he spoke to some of his team, people that are close to him. I don't believe that he didn't speak to not a soul about the opportunity of being the new head coach for Michigan, because that's regardless of their record the past couple of seasons, regardless of what they're going through on and off the field, that's a pretty prominent job, and anybody say they would turn it down is nuts. But yeah, and you had said too with Chrissy Curry, yeah, she was. I was getting her on about a week or so on the Gary Harris show, and Gary had asked her, like there's rumblings about you being mentioned for Northwestern. What's the deal with that? And she said, I'm focused on next season. This is what I want to do. And then, like you said, Christian, a week later, I got a big notification on my phone saying that Coach Curry is the new head coach for the USF Bulls. So, it's a lot of parity, I would say, when it comes to coaches saying one thing and then saying what's going on behind the scenes. So I'm not saying either that Coach DeBoer is not telling the truth, but I think he gave kind of a political answer, in my opinion, just because you don't want to put any scare in the Crimson Tide faithful right now. You have spring scrimmage that just happened. You're trying to rewrite what happened last year with the new squad and so many things that could go right for the team. But yeah, Christian, I think he spoke to some people. You have mentors, you have people, you have your like you said, your agency, just to see if it would fit, because sometimes it might have been better. We never know, because he's still here. He's the head coach. He's not leaving. But could you imagine him being the head coach of Michigan? What that would look like? If that would even be good, for his career.
Well, I mean, program wise, I mean, we do know Michigan, they're a good program. I know in recent years, I mean, the scandals, whether it's the Connor Stallions thing, Harbaugh, I mean, even Sharon Moore, I mean, like they've had a lot of negative press recently. I understand that. But to deny that they're, a solid program, a historic program. I mean, hell, I grew up. It's funny story here. I kind of grew up a Michigan fan just because when I used to play NCAA on the video game, I loved the helmets. I loved the Wolverine uniforms and the helmets that they had. But anyway, I mean, it's a great program. Just right now, just the state of it with everything going on. I wouldn't say it's completely diminished, but the truth is, it's taking a little bit of a hit. That said, I mean, I think a lot of people, if you take that out of the equation, so many people would be attracted by that Michigan head coaching job. However, with that being involved, I felt like it was kind of to leave from the University of Alabama, where yes, the expectations are really high, and yes, there's a lot of pressure. I just feel like to go in a situation like that where you're facing sanctions or disciplinary actions from the NCAA and it just whatever they can. Now they got great NIL, we know that they're willing to pay a lot of money and all that good stuff, but I don't know, man. I just that part just always felt like it was probably going to deter him, at least in this situation, because he already had a great spot here at Alabama. And the other part of it, in my opinion, Chase, is philosophy wise. I mean, you hear how people are looking at his fit here, and I know they're kind of comparing more so to his coaching style and the way he operates versus Coach Saban, but also I feel like the type of offense, right? I mean, the reality is we talk so much about them establishing this run game, which they're going to work to do, but it's more so about establishing a sufficient run game to provide balance offensively. It's not like these guys are really gearing up to go run the football, I don't know, like, 30 plus times a game, trying to rush for almost 200 yards. That's just not their identity. When I think of Michigan, I think a very similar deal to Alabama. I think of, a physical running style, really committed to the running game. And I feel like that type of fit, even though it doesn't necessarily matter, I mean, winning is winning. I feel like that could maybe, I don't know, be a little bit of a conflict with their fan base. Just like sometimes it feels like it's a conflict with our fan base here, because why? A lot of people just think back of Trent Richardson, Mark Ingram, Derrick Henry, TJ Yeldon, and even the newer age guys, whether it's Gibbs and Najee Harris, Josh Jacobs, right? People, they associate that with Alabama, and then they see this kind of style of offense, and it just doesn't always feel the most natural. I feel like that could have also been a thing at Michigan, but regardless, he said he didn't speak to anybody. And again, I'm not saying he's probably being 100% honest here. He probably personally didn't, because he also said, I would have had to be living under a rock to not know. I'm not naive. I never talked to anyone, not one time. I just don't know how you could live with yourself and look into your players' eyes if you're looking at other opportunities in the midst of the season and getting ready for a playoff game, hopefully making a run at a national championship. So I definitely respect that. Now, I know initially when I first was reading, I was like, I wonder what the folks over at Washington might think. But he clearly said in the midst of the season and getting ready for a playoff game, when he left Washington, right, they had just lost the national championship game. The season was over. So definitely believe everything he's saying here. I mean, he seems like an honest guy to the point where he means that. He wouldn't want to look his guys in the face knowing he's got his attention somewhere else. And I definitely respect that, because a lot of people definitely would do that. Cough, cough, my former coach, Lane Kiffin. Which, I mean, to each his own. Everybody does what they feel is best for them. I get it, but I definitely respect that about them. He goes on to say, so it was a pretty easy decision not to engage with them. I didn't come here to follow Coach Saban, only to turn around after 2 years and go somewhere else. That was something I know we talked about here on the show, that for that reason, it didn't make much sense either. You leave Washington, which he goes on later to say that he had a great position over at Washington. They were doing some good stuff there. He made it to a national championship. They had won, I think, conference championship. They're doing well over there, but he couldn't turn down a place like Alabama. Anyway, I know we talked about that. It just didn't really make sense for him to take that big leap to come follow up in Coach Saban's shoes, only to leave so quickly. I remember specifically saying that I didn't feel like he was leaving because of that. Like it would almost feel like it was a waste to even come here, other than maybe just to say, hey, I was the head coach of the University of Alabama at one point in time for 2 short years, and I followed Coach Saban. To leave so abruptly and quickly like that, to me, never made sense. And he's acknowledged that here with Chris Lowe in this interview. He goes on to say, I mean, this is Alabama. I'm at an amazing place. That's the way I was looking at it. I chose to be here. I love the support. I love our players and the direction and everything the staff has done to put the pieces together here over the last 2 years. A lot of heavy lifting's has been done to get us to this point. That will continue to happen, but man, we're right where we want to be, and I plan on being here for a while. So, Coach DeBoer setting the record straight. A lot of people kind of wondering, how long is he going to be here? Is he going to be successful here? Is he going to win? Is he going to consider taking another job? Could he go to the NFL? Right? He's saying right now, at least as of now. Now we know from whether it's Coach Saban to Christy Curry, coaches can say one thing, whether it's in a news article, in a press conference, and it could absolutely mean nothing. It can mean everything. You just never know in this business. We got to hit a timeout. When we come back, we'll keep discussing this article. Again, there's plenty more to dive into. I see Austin over in the chat. He put out the quote that I think probably grabbed my attention the most, and I'll dive into that. And I'll give you guys a hint on it. He kind of was comparing the guys they lost via the guys they brought in. And I don't know. He just seemed like he was very upfront and honest about it, which kind of shocked me. And we'll talk about what that is coming up right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC, quick timeout. Don't go anywhere. We keep discussing Kalen DeBoer sit down with Chris Lowe, where he tells all right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC. Gray, what's up? Really enjoy watching you play, legend. Man, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you tuning in. Looks like you're coming over from X, man. We've gained a lot of new listeners from X. I'm so glad that I figured out that we can keep, expanding our platforms. Just a reminder, for our listeners on X, we always do ask and encourage you just to go over to YouTube at some point. You don't have to do it right now. You can watch on X. That's perfectly fine. It works perfect. But if you can, and you do have a YouTube channel, if you don't mind just going over and subscribing, it just helps support the channel. Liking the videos, always try to be better about reminding you guys. Liking the videos always, all it does is just helps push the content more, helps the algorithm, helps more people find the channel, find the content, which in turn helps you guys. It helps you guys a lot too, because it brings more people in. It makes the chat more interactive. It just makes it for even more of a great time here on the show. So we always encourage and appreciate you guys for doing that. Seriously, it means a lot, man. And we're growing, man. I told you guys the road to 5K. I think let's check the latest to see where we're at. Man, we're at 4231. I mean, I want to say just last night we were at I don't know, we've gained 15 more subscribers just from yesterday to today. So I mean, we're growing quick, and a lot of that is because of you guys and the support and everything you guys are doing. So we appreciate each and every one of you, man, helping us grow, man. Helping us grow. We appreciate it. Getting there. That's right, Gray. Yeah, no, we are, man. I think we can do it by the end of May. So today is April 1st, and it is April Fool's Day. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I should have tried to get you guys with the April Fool's joke. Dang. I shouldn't have said it out loud. Chase, why did I do that? Chase, I should have played an April Fool's joke. I'm not much of a comedian. I leave that for my dad. And by the way, I need to post this reel, man, from the whole annoying old on Tiger Woods back deal. That's my brother's saying, hey, man, you got to start posting more of the funny moments, man, like when the Pastor Payne's on here. So I'm gonna start trying to do that. Calvin, I see all your messages, man. Let me read them, man. Let me see what you're talking about here. And Austin, yes, I promise we're gonna get to that, because that was what grabbed my attention. Kind of looks like he just seen what he needed to be fixed and tried to bring in good plugs to possibly start a good foundation. I don't really think he would have took the job here with the shadow. He's coming behind just to leave. I don't know if for some reason he doesn't seem that way to me. Call me crazy. I think if anything, he would have used it to get more money there. I mean, a lot of coaches use, job offers to leverage things. We all know that, whether it's the coaches or their agencies, but that is very common. And I think I don't know if that was in this article, but I also did just read something that they mentioned, the talks with Greg Byrne and the administration here about an extension still ongoing. Because remember, that also came up around the time that the Michigan news was coming out. But it sounds like those talks are ongoing, but right now, I mean, nothing has been decided on. So we'll see. I mean, I think it's probably leaning towards how he performs or how this team performs this year is going to determine a lot, in my opinion. And welcome back into this Wednesday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Again, we are pretty much open all day, 205-342-9904 if you guys want to jump in on the conversation. We're going through this sit down. I call it a sit down. I guess it's a sit down with Chris Lowe, who's now with On3, right? He was formerly with ESPN. I know Chris very well, man. And I've known Chris for years. He knows my dad really well. But anyway, Coach DeBoer sat down, spoke with him on a number of things. And we're just kind of going down the list. Very long article, but we'll get through it, man. We'll get through it, and we'll keep discussing it. We just talked about the whole, I guess the answer about the Michigan deal. Was Coach DeBoer really considering going to Michigan? A lot of people felt that if he lost to Oklahoma, it was a done deal. A lot of people felt that it, could have been in the works. But according to him, never happened, or at least was never going to happen. He never spoke to anybody. At least he did not speak to anybody. Can't say the same for agents or whatever, but sounds like he wasn't really interested in that job at all. I know they interviewed some players. I think Xavier Brown. They interviewed Ryan Coleman-Williams. They kind of offered some thoughts on this stuff. And, for example, Xavier said, we knew where Coach DeBoer's mind was. It wasn't something he needed to talk to us about. It's something that becomes a problem if you go searching for it on Twitter or somewhere else. One of the things I love best about Coach DeBoer is how honest he is with us and how he's here to be a part of something much bigger than himself. Let's see. Oh, wait. Coach DeBoer also goes on and say, yep, that's funny. I've been told that many, many times in regards to if he would have taken the job, but they lost to Oklahoma. There's always going to be that noise out there. But what I'm proudest of is that our players and coaches never allowed it to be a distraction going in to the Oklahoma game. Then he also mentioned how his name was linked to Penn State as well. And he said there's never been any conversation. There's never been any interest either way. So that one sounds a little bit different, Chase. That one sounds a little bit more like the Penn State one was kind of just speculation. Michigan one, it sounded more like he was saying, I never spoke to anybody. This one, he's saying, oh, there's never any interest either way, which isn't there that guy that was making those clips? I remember Tia was like pulling up his videos and he swore up and down Kalen DeBoer was going to Penn State. Then he swore up and down he had like very credible sources that there's a good chance that Michigan was going to land him. So it's so interesting when you kind of hear it from the horse's mouth. It just paints a whole different story here. Let's see. There's so many great programs around the country. There's no disrespect to any particular program, but I just enjoy what we have here and grateful for what we have here in the journey we're on and what lies ahead of us. Yeah, that's when it goes into the contract talks about nothing has been, I guess, really solidified, but there's still ongoing talks, which I think makes sense, Chase. And I think it just really is going to ride on how this year goes. I mean, year 3, we know is pivotal. I think it's an important year. I don't think it's necessarily like do or die like others feel. I know like my dad had mentioned, like he feels like this year is one of those where it's like, hey, like this could be he's either here or gone, depending on how this year goes. I don't think so. I'm viewing it more as like it's a very, important year for him. It's pivotal, but I think it's more of a deal like depending on how it goes, it could turn year 4 into, hey, optimistic and we're talking about an extension, or it could be going into year 4, that becomes the, hey, you have to do something this year, or it might be time to look elsewhere. That's more of how I see it. Just my opinion. So basically, I don't think it's necessarily like do or die just yet. He talks about his second season, right? He goes on to kind of characterize his thoughts on year number 2. We've already talked about ours. I've given mine. You guys have shared yours. This is what Coach DeBoer feels about how his second year at Alabama went. He said, we fell short of our ultimate goal, which is to be the last team standing, but I think we took a step in the right direction as a program. I think there were some experience that we can draw on that both we overcame in areas that we fell short, and we need to use them to be better this next year. Every year, you've got to reestablish your culture. You've really got to recreate an attitude within, and we're doing that right now. So I feel like it's pretty fair answer, kind of how I feel like a number of people have described it. Definitely some good things, definitely a step in the right direction if you compare it to year 1. not quite what he or I think everybody probably expected in some aspects, right? I don't think people are complaining about SEC championship appearance or even a playoff appearance with one win in the first round, but there are people complaining about some of the performances. Really, Florida State, Georgia, and the Indiana one at the end of the year. But I think he's about in line with a lot of people, right? Some good, but definitely some things we need to build off of. Um, Goes on to talk about some of the new additions: Adrian Clem being hired as offensive line coach, Richard Owens as the new tight ends coach, and he mentioned kind of one of the biggest keys for this upcoming season, which me and him are on the same page. I talk about it all the time. I talked about it last year. I mean, everything. The offensive line pretty much holds the key to the success of the offense. And Coach DeBoer goes on to say, putting the line together will be the key. There are so many new faces there. What I love about these guys is that they're taking on the coaching from Coach Clem, and they're not afraid to get coached up hard, and they're excited about their individual opportunities. Even though so many of them are new, it feels like a clean slate for a lot of guys, which, I mean, that's pretty positive to hear, right? You talk about a clean slate, Chase. I mean, some of these guys were kind of, I wouldn't say, becoming a little stale at their prior spots. Maybe like a guy like Zulu, maybe, you know what I mean? Like he was, behind on the depth chart, had some guys playing in front of him. He's got some tools. When you watch the tape, I mean, definitely some things he needs to work on, but you can see the traits there, right? And I do believe there's a number of guys that we probably brought in that, while they might not blow you away on the stat sheet or even with some of the tape that you might pull up, they've got some good tools to work with. And sometimes just having that fresh start can do numbers, right? And work wonders for a guy. And just kind of a change of scenery, just new staff, new system that allows them to really be the player that they probably can be. And that sounds like the mindset that Coach DeBoer and this staff has with a number of guys. But get this, we got to hit a timeout to stay on schedule. But speaking of guys coming in, he goes on to make a very interesting comment about the guys that they brought in. And we'll talk about that on the other side. And that's the part that really kind of caught my attention, guys. I'll be honest with you. I want you guys to respond and tell me kind of what you think about it when we come back right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC. Don't go anywhere. Quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Coming up on The Game with Ryan Fowler.
This is the year to decide about talk. Nobody else decent wants this down here. That's why Steve left. Kiffin both could have possibly been there. Wait, you're saying, Calvin, you think nobody wants the Alabama head coaching job? Did I read that right? Maybe I'm not reading that right. And that's why my screen looks weird, man. I got that night light setting on. I was so confused. I'm like, what is going on? There we go. There we go. Wait, let me scroll up. What did I miss? Smitty said that guy's a former Oregon player, George. Is it Wrightster? At this rate, he'll say Kalen DeBoer is going to take the Bishop Sycamore job. That whole deal was wild. Didn't like Tyler Booker play against Bishop Sycamore? I think I saw like some old clip. I wonder what he thought about that whole deal. I mean, suiting up, playing against like 21-year-olds, kind of crazy. I just can't believe nope. Like, how do you not catch that? Like, is there not like a bunch of like paperwork and legal stuff that, I mean, people were just being fraudulent. I don't know. That's just wild to me. Pierre shared some thoughts too. Yeah, I was kind of confused, Jay, because I was like, did they interview these guys specifically for this article, or were they going back and finding some of those, comments they might have made? See, Nitty says, hit that like. That's right. If you guys haven't, man, hit that like button real quick. Takes 2 seconds. That helps us out. We appreciate you guys greatly for doing that, man. You guys have been crushing it lately, man. YouTube channel has been doing phenomenal. So we appreciate that. Let's see what we got on here today. Right now, we got 23 likes. We got 49 watching. Let's see if we can get up to 35 real quick. I think we can do it. I think we can get 35 real quick. I think we can do it. Dwight said, I announced I'm a Michigan fan. Nah, not currently. Not currently. Just growing up, man. I think it was the helmets, man. Morning from Louisiana. Is that Thaddeus? I'll call you Thad for short. Thad, what's up, man? Shout out to Louisiana. What part of Louisiana? I like Louisiana. I like Louisiana. Like the size at tight end. Yeah, look like I think Josh Ford was listed like 260 something. I know Edwards has always been he's a bigger guy. We just got to get his technique and physicality up a little bit in with his run blocking. But yeah, we got some good size at tight end. Heck yeah, we're up to 30, man. We're up to 30. Let's see if we can get 5 more likes before we come back real quick. I think we can do it. 5 more likes, we can do it. South of Monroe. We had who was I played with it. Let me think. Was it Cam Sims? I think it was Cam Sims from Monroe. I know OJ Smith was from, or was OJ Smith from up there? Appreciate that, Coach Carl. Yeah, appreciate you guys helping out, man. OJ Smith was from somewhere. I can't remember. We had a number of guys from, man, I feel like half our team was from Louisiana when I was here. We need answers. Everybody's talking about Pruitt. Why nobody give Tosh Lupoi his credit? What we need answers on, Dwight? I mean, I give Tosh credit, even though, I mean, we used to butt heads a little bit. I say we used to butt heads. It wasn't even like on me. It was interesting, man. Long story short, he was the like assistant in the room. Lance Thompson was the outside linebacker coach. He was the assistant my freshman year, my redshirt year. And I was redshirting that year. So I spent a lot of time. I mean, I would be in the position meetings, but then, Coach Cochran, he ran like the scout team, special teams units. So we would have to leave and go to, those meetings. And typically what we used to do, if you were a redshirt, we would get out of those meetings, and instead of going directly back into our position meetings, sometimes we'd hang out in the locker room, kind of take a little bit of a break, which, technically we were supposed to go back to our position, but it was kind of like what everybody did. And so I naturally just kind of was doing that. Sometimes I'd have my iPad. I downloaded like some Mario game on my iPad. So I just was chilling, because that year I was a redshirt. It's just a lot different. I mean, like, we could not play one snap. So I knew I was not going to play at all. So I kind of, my approach that season was, it wasn't as if I was preparing to play every game, because I just genuinely wasn't going to play. And he viewed that as if I was like not a competitor or whatever. And I just remember our first meeting when he got hired the following year, he basically kind of told that to my face, as if like he didn't think I like to compete and this and that. And I was like, what? So we kind of started off on a weird note, man. But I give him all the credit in the world, man, in terms of helping us with pass rush. He was one of the best coaches I've ever had. Got to give him credit. And welcome back into this Wednesday edition of the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We're breaking down the On3 Sports article. Kalen DeBoer sitting down with the one and only Chris Lowe, who he comes on the show every now and then, man. Great guy, man. Shout out to Chris Lowe. But we've been kind of going through the article, kind of taking our time reading it. If you guys aren't subscribed to On3, I'm kind of just detailing everything in it. We're talking about it. Then I want y'all's thoughts on anything that you hear that we're discussing. But we got to the point where Coach DeBoer was talking about, the offensive line consisting of so many new faces. The key to the offense is going to be how those guys come together. We all can agree on that. He talked about the quarterback battle, basically saying that they're pushing each other and the ceilings continue to rise throughout the spring, where those two guys are now compared to where they were a year ago. Not even close to the same. He complimented Keelan Russell for having a much better grasp of the offense. And to me, and we talked about this yesterday, we'll talk about the quarterbacks here in hour number 2, but the quicker he can continue to grasp this offense and continue to, get more comfortable learning how to take command of the offense, right? I mean, it makes sense. He was a true freshman last year. The closer he's going to start closing that gap. And the reason I say closing the gap is because we talked about this with Clint Lamb yesterday here on the show. I mean, when you got a veteran like Austin Mack, who's not necessarily a veteran yeah, when it comes to playing experience, but he is in terms of being in this system, going on year 4 of this system under Kalen DeBoer. He's naturally going to have a little bit of an edge. And we talked about the difference, right? You got the more reliable option with a little bit more in-system experience versus the up-and-coming, true freshman that everybody's excited about that's got a little bit more playmaking ability, a little bit higher of a ceiling. It's really close. And Kalen DeBoer was detailing that here in the article. But get this, though. So I think Chris Lowe kind of brought up some of the moves that were made during the offseason. And this is what caught my attention because this was directly quoted by head coach Kalen DeBoer. And it was, I don't know, Chase, I don't know. When I read it, I was like, man, that's interesting that he would say that. Because, normally you hear coach speak or they avoid saying things that could be deemed not necessarily controversial. I'm not saying this is controversial, but anyway, you get my point. They talked about the situation with Smothers, right? Targeting Hollywood Smothers, initially commits to Alabama via the transfer portal, ends up flipping to Texas. And that was kind of, an interesting deal. And he kind of spoke briefly on that. He said Smothers' flip skewed the perception, according to DeBoer, in terms of what Alabama did in the portal. In particular, the way he thinks the Tide were able to spend wisely and not overpay on players. He goes on to say, and this is, and I quote, "A lot of the guys we added are better than what we had, and we got them for a lot less money." So a very, very interesting quote there, Chase, that I want to break down. I know we only have a few minutes here before we hit this top of the hour break, but we'll definitely continue this on into hour number 2 on the show. But when you hear that, Chase, I mean, it's very direct. I mean, there's no reading between the lines. I mean, he's saying what he's saying. A lot of the guys that we added are better than what we had, and we got them for a lot less money. What are your thoughts when you hear that, Chase? Because I'll tell you mine real quick. I feel like, number one, it's a little early to deem if they're truly better or not. I know we've been talking about that throughout the offseason. We pulled up tape on this show. I initially watched the tape, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, and you know my reaction. I didn't see a number of guys that we brought in via the portal that I immediately said, these guys feel like upgrades. Matter of fact, we had the film guy on, 2 weeks ago? And before we, officially went on air and we just were chatting up behind the scenes, which you guys, we were on YouTube. We were live on YouTube. He literally said the same thing. You just watched it on tape. He wasn't blown away with the number of guys. That's not to say these players can't develop over the course of the next few months and be in a better system like we talked about earlier, be in a better position to contribute, have better coaching potentially, whatever the case may be, change the scenery, and end up being much better players than they were at their previous stop or the things that they did over the prior, the last few years before they got to Tuscaloosa. But in my opinion, I just was like, man, that was kind of interesting, man. I mean, he sounded pretty confident saying that, coming out saying, hey, I think the guys we brought in are better. Which I guess now at this point, when he sat down with Chris Lowe, it sounded like it was a day or two ago. So I think they had 9 practices. So I guess you can kind of start forming a better opinion there. And I would take his word over mine just by watching their tape for the last couple of seasons versus him seeing them, for 9 straight practices and, not only on the practice field, but going back and watching the tape. So I guess as an Alabama fan reading that, you definitely feel confident in hearing that. But part of me, Chase, is just I think just like some people feel like James Smith kind of made a comment because maybe he felt away for leaving. Do you think there's any of that here? Which Coach DeBoer doesn't strike me as that type, but do you think could that play a little bit of a role, or do you think he genuinely was just like, man, no, I think we got better players? Then he also said, and we got them for a lot less money. Kind of interesting note there. And I don't know if he's directly talking about players that were here then decided to leave. I don't know if he's talking about other players that were also available in the portal that they chose not to pursue, a la Jordan Seaton, right? Tackle that ended up going to LSU. I know we talked about the young man that was transferring from Tennessee that I liked a lot. I'm drawing a blank on his name like I always do, but he ended up transferring to LSU. I thought he would have been a great pickup to come in and play Wolf/Bandit. I think he's a native from the Birmingham area. He ended up going to LSU. We ended up bringing in Des Zulu from South Carolina. That's an example of comparing 2 players that were in the portal together that we took the guy that definitely was going to be a lot. Yeah, thank you. Was it Jordan Ross? Thank you, Jake. We ended up going with Zulu from South Carolina. I can guarantee you Zulu was the cheaper option between the 2. So I think it's probably a combination of both. Or you also could be throwing in a guy like Rusaw. Maybe he's saying Zulu's price tag. I hate saying price tag. We're talking about that's kind of weird, but you know what I'm saying. The cost of bringing in a guy like Zulu is probably cheaper than maybe retaining a guy like Quay Rusaw, who was initially a 5-star prospect coming out of high school. But anyway, I don't know. I read that and I was like, man, I'm shocked he said that. And this is the other part I'll say before we hit this top of the hour break. I mean, when he comes out and says that, I mean, that's creating expectation. It should at least, because it did for me. Because I'm like, all right, now that he said that, I already was going to kind of play that comparison game because I only for fun, right? Only because I know a lot of fans were saying, oh, you know, Quay Rusaw, he wasn't good, or James Smith, he wasn't good. And I just remember in my head, every time I heard that from our fan base, I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep receipts and remember Zulu's technically like a Quay Rusaw replacement. Looks like Devin Tompkins is technically a James Smith replacement, and I am going to be keeping up with those guys. Just kind of curious to see kind of how it all plays out. But let's do this. Let's hit this top hour break. When we come back, I want to get y'all's thoughts on that. Are you buying it? Do you guys believe that the guys we brought in truly are better than the guys that we lost? I know it's hard to say without you guys being able to really see it just yet. You will have that opportunity on A-Day. Maybe we'll circle – not maybe, we will. We'll circle back to this conversation, even though it's way too early. But I think it would be kind of fun to talk about that. But we'll keep talking about this article and more when we come back. Definitely talk about the quarterback battle as well, right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Top of the hour break, quick timeout. We'll be right back.
WTBC.
All right, good deal. We got Carson on the phone lines. We'll hear from him. I don't know. What do you guys think? I guess it's hard to really ask your opinion on that without getting a fair shot at looking at them. But, I mean, those are the ones that immediately come to mind. Zulu, Quay Rusaw, James Smith, Devin Tompkins. Slash, I mean, I guess you could really also throw in, you know, guys like Jordan Renaud, Keon Keeley. Let me think of who else on defense before we swap over to offense. The kid that transferred to Ohio State who transferred to us from Utah. Was it Cam Calhoun, I think? I guess maybe you could stack him up with Carmelo O'Neal. Offensively, oh man, I hope they you know, Wednesdays they do the tornado drill type deal, right? They play the siren. Hopefully my cousin, my family that's visiting the school, hopefully they are heads up on that. So they're not like, holy crap, what is the siren going off? What is that? Let's look at offense. Offensive line, we got to jump there. You got Wilkin Formby. I kind of gave you guys a heads up on kind of the number that was being thrown around. He was definitely not going to be cheap to retain. Like that one, like I'll be honest with you, that one's more of like, hey, do you pay more to have an experienced player who is not perfect, but if he could just kind of just clean some things up, refine some things, he could be a very useful player coming back, but you're going to pay a lot. Or you could try to find – we brought in Javen James. Let's compare Formby to Javen James, right? They moved Javen – we'll do this when we come back. Let me save all this conversation. It's a damn good conversation. We are going to circle back to this, right? 8 days and what? 10 days or whatever. Wait. Would it be 10 days? Yeah, I think like 10 days. We'll circle back then after you guys get a chance to see them, those of you that do come. Maybe I'll get Chase to no, I can't do that. I can't have Chase working, man. Chase is trying to enjoy A-Day. I was about to say maybe we'll get a camera. Maybe we could utilize A-Day and help the channel grow. We're trying to hit that 5K mark before, I guess, by the end of May. Maybe we just go set a camera up on the stands and just live stream A-Day on the Miller's Edge, knowing that it's probably going to get taken down or something. But for all the folks that aren't able to attend it. All right, there we go. Chat's active now. Let's see what all you guys are talking about. I love when the chat's active, man. I appreciate you guys, interacting, man. What do they always say? Like when you get the substitute teachers, they say, when the class interacts, man, it makes it more fun. Same thing here, man. Main problem was OL. One thing for sure related to O-line, it better be. Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, but he's kind of setting the expectation when he makes that comment, man. Because I mean, people are going to read that. I'm surprised people didn't really quote that. Everybody's been quoting his comments on the Michigan thing. Maybe I should do it on our page, which I was going to do it earlier, but I don't know, man. I'm not a journalist. So I don't know. I need Chase to be writing articles and stuff for us. We're at 37 likes. Let's see if we can get to 40 real quick. How many we got? We got 54 on YouTube. We can get 40 real quick. If you guys haven't hit that like button, hit it real quick. We're coming back right now. We're about to respond to this. Hear from Carson. Keep on rolling. Talk some quarterbacks. Here we go. And welcome back into this Wednesday edition of the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230. WTBC. Starting this hour off way better, Chase. I feel a lot better. That vitamin water, I feel like is cleansing me, man. It's just I feel much better. Everything's smooth. I'm focused, and we're ready to rock and roll, man. I got nervous. I thought I was coming down with the stomach bug, but it really must have been something I ate or so. I don't know. I do know that God is good. All right, let's continue. So we wrapped up hour number 1. Breaking down this article. And we're not quite done yet. There's still a few more things we'll get into. And I know we're dragging it out, but listen, it's a long article and a lot of really good things to talk about. And I know some of you guys don't have the Bama Online subscription. I've never had a subscription to any of these sites before until now, so I appreciate you guys. But there's always a lot of good, articles and interesting things to read on here. We're talking about the comment made by Coach DeBoer saying a lot of the guys we added are better than what we had, and we got them for a lot less money. Something that really stood out to me. And again, I just was kind of comparing players right now. And to be fair, right, it's way too early to tell who's actually better or if this is, a true statement or not. Our first true glimpse, I guess, would be something like A-Day, right? I mean, granted, I should be at the scrimmage Friday, but you get my point. A-Day will be an assessment for everybody in attendance to kind of get an early opinion. But I will say this, Chase, you got to hold and reserve some judgment for like the season. The season's totally different. A-Day is A-Day. Some guys might look phenomenal in A-Day, then be mediocre in the season, and vice versa. So I think we really need to revisit it at the end of the year. But we'll do post A-Day revisit, then we'll do another checkup down the road. But the players that we're going to be paying attention to, right? Guys that left, guys that we brought in. James Smith, Devin Tompkins, Quay Russaw, Zulu. Then you got to throw in Keon Keeley / Jordan Renard. Those guys also transferred out. I guess you can kind of compare them to Zulu as well. We'll throw all of them in that category. Other side of the football, offensive line is a big one. Wilkin Formby, which we know he was going to cost to retain. So that's probably for sure probably was in his mind when he made this comment. You bring in Javen James, who's now working at right tackle. That's going to be a fair comparison. Wilkin played right tackle. Javen James is now playing some right tackle. We'll see how it works out. I would imagine that Javen James was probably a good bit less than Wilkin Formby, if I had to guess. Any other guys, Chase, that I might be missing on offensive line? I know a number of guys left to go to the NFL draft, so I don't know. I guess technically he might be considering that too, because he said a lot of the guys we added are better than what we had. He didn't just say the guys that left. So I guess he's technically, considering guys that left via the draft too. So I guess we need to put those, really just going back to what I've been initially saying. Did the guys we bring in provide us with players that can be an upgrade from last season? That's what I said initially, because in my opinion, that's how this whole thing works. When you go to the transfer portal, if you're not getting a guy for depth purposes, he should be an upgrade from what you had. If not, I don't see the purpose of letting a guy walk. Even if you pay him a little bit more money, in my opinion, it's better to have continuity guys that you're bringing up that know your system than trying to constantly rely on guys that are coming in and you're just hoping and expecting they can get here, get up to speed, and do everything, right? I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. But I'm trying to think of what else. Offensively, wide receiver. Horton transfers to Texas A&M. He probably was going to be charging, a pretty penny. I think I know the number on that, but I don't know. All I'm saying is no riders, probably a little bit cheaper of an option. So he claimed to spend less money and got better players that upgraded. Chase, you buying that, or you kind of holding a little bit of judgment on that one?
I'm a little judgment on that one for sure. Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, I'm the same way. Personally, I don't. From the tape that I watched, I can't come away with that. But he's seen them a lot better, or a lot more than I have. So I'll take his word on that. 205-342-9904. We're going to keep talking about this and more. But first, let's go to the phone lines. We got Carson up first. Carson, welcome in.
What's up, man? How you doing today?
Oh, man, I'm doing much better now, man. How are you?
I'm good. The weather here, the allergies, the pollen in the air is ridiculous.
Dude, tell me about it, man. I never even realized I had allergies until this spring. I mean, I remember, like, all my friends, I mean, I feel like I'd hear them always, like, clearing their throat, doing all these things. I'm like, dang, man, like, I'm glad I don't deal with that. Then
Yeah,
this
what's
year,
that?
I'm like, this year, I'm like, oh no, it's got me now. Now I'm a victim. And I'm like, it must run in my family because my dad is, oh God, my dad's always been bad with allergies. So I guess it finally caught up to me, man.
I've had them for my whole life, so it's been a struggle. And living on the golf course now with all the grass being cut and everything, it's crazy. But
I can imagine.
yeah. First off, I want to say thank you for responding. I know that I hadn't gotten you any information, but for all of the listeners out there, my family has a foundation. And I mean, I hope it's okay that I plug it. Is that
No,
okay?
please do. I was going to tell you to. Go ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So my family has a foundation called Love Lou Foundation. My sister passed away about a year and a half ago in a tragic car accident, and she was 23. And so we started a foundation. She had just recently gotten married 6 months before that. And so we're taking proceeds. We're hosting a golf tournament in my area. But if you want to be a part of it, I will have a GoFundMe link for you guys. If you want to, don't feel pressure to donate anything, but all of the proceeds are going to be going to raffle items for the upcoming golf tournament. And then we are putting together a package for a bride who might not be able to afford, a nice bachelorette party, a nice bridal shower, a dress, whatever it may be. We're going to try to provide what we can, and we're going to try to do it every year. So if anybody wants to support, I'll have a link that I'll send to Christian, and it'll be on Facebook, and I'll put it in the chat. But I just want to say thank you for responding to you, Christian. And guys, don't feel any pressure to do anything, but it's out there, and we're trying to take sponsors. We've gotten like 16 so far out of the 18 holes that are going to sponsor holes.
Nice.
And if you do decide to, put a little bit of money towards it, and you have a business, especially, I know a lot of people aren't from Louisiana where I live, but if Miller's Edge, I thought would be great because we have a ton of Bama fans down here that live around me. And I'm like, well, we can get your poster, put it on a hole and have like all your information on there so people to come check out the show. So if you feel like that's in your heart to do something, I'd be more than happy to give you some promo.
Yeah, no, let me know the information on it, and I would love to have more details. And I'm glad you were able to share that, because I was going to tell you on yesterday when I told you send me that information, I was going to try to do it too. But we'll keep plugging it so people are aware about it. And as soon as you get that is there something they can search too, Carson, that like the name of the foundation, the name of the event, that way if they want to search it?
Not yet. I'm in the works of getting like everything settled, like legally, because when you start a foundation, there's some hurdles you got to go through.
Sure.
So yeah, so I'm ironing out the details. The tournament will be up in the upcoming summer. So in the next like 4 months or so. And I'll get more information to you. I just wanted to put it out there. That way people can kind of get their, thoughts around it and stuff, because it gives people an early in advance,
For sure.
it's going to be happening.
Yeah, no. Well, thank you for doing that, man. And again, man, kudos to you for stepping up and doing something great like that. I've always wanted to do something like that with my mom, man. Maybe doing something for cancer and trying to figure out that. So maybe I'll have to pick your brain on kind of the process and kind of going about that, because I've always wanted to maybe do that one day, a golf tournament or something, And hopefully I can learn about that from you and then also do something like that too. So really good stuff, man. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Of course,
yeah, we're excited about it. I'm just hoping that we can win the golf tournament. I don't think we will because we got
get the Pastor Payne on
everybody's
your
a
team.
mental warrior.
Well, get the Pastor Payne on your team. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. He's getting a little stiff now with his swing, but he can still hit it a mile. Now he's a little inconsistent. There's days where it's he's slicing it and it's all over. He's spraying it. There's other days though. I mean, he's been a part of several winning golf teams, man, in these tournaments. He plays in a lot of them. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see if Pastor Payne can go.
If he wants to make a trip and come down here to my home course and play in the tournament, we'd be more than happy to have him. I've learned that in the tournaments, it's guys, the team that can drive it the farthest and the team that can putt. I mean, that's it. Driving and putting.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, I did want to offer some thoughts. I didn't see the beginning of the show, but I know that you had kind of a prompt for people to respond to. Could you remind me of it? I saw a little bit of it.
Yeah. So initially we were talking about Coach DeBoer. So we're breaking down this article, right? And he sat down with Chris Lowe and he covered a number of different topics. But we talked about him basically saying that he never spoke to anybody about Michigan. I think it was probably his agency. What he means by that is he personally didn't speak to anybody. We know how this works, but his agency probably did.
Leverage.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. And then we recently the topic that I'm really curious about is he made a claim that let me go back and get it exactly right. He said a lot of the guys that we added are better than what we had, and we got them for a lot less money. Now I know folks haven't had a chance to see these new players yet in action. Right. He has through 9 practices, maybe 10 now with it being Wednesday. But I'm just curious, in y'all's opinion, I mean, do you think it's are you buying that? Do you feel confident in him saying that? Because to me, I feel like that kind of puts some pressure on the new players that they just brought in because you're basically saying, hey, they're better than what we had last year. And that means you're expecting to probably be a better football team this year. At least that's kind of how my brain works. So I just was curious y'all's thoughts on that.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'll buy it for now. But I'll sell it real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'll buy it before the stock drops completely. But I do think there is something to be said about consistency. Just like a team like Indiana, did they have anybody on their defensive line that is more talented than James Smith, Keon Keeley, Clay Rusall at linebacker? Just on an individual level, I don't think so. I really don't. I think that those guys that left out of Alabama individually have more skills. Their skill set translates to the NFL better. But consistency and doing it, I'll take the guy that does it 9 times out of 10 over the guy that does it 6 times out of 10. Whether that guy that guy who does it 6 times out of 10, whether his ceiling is higher or not. I'll take the middle ground. And I feel like we've been missing a lot of that at Alabama. So I don't take DeBoer's words lightly. If he feels that way, then I'm just going to trust him for now. We kind of have to because he's not going anywhere. And
he also said that in the article, by the way. He also, I don't know if you read it, but he also said that. Yeah, he said the plan is to be at Alabama for a while. He said he loves everything they've got here, that they're building here, and he has no intentions on leaving here anytime soon. I'm paraphrasing that last part, but yeah, he did say that he plans on being at Alabama for a long time.
Yeah, got a plan.
Of course, the pastor paid that's first the words out of his mouth. Sorry, go ahead, Carson.
Well, but look, I think as an Alabama fan, our hands are a little bit tied. What are we supposed to do? Complain? I mean, look, I trust Greg Byrne. I think Greg Byrne's a smart athletic director. I really think he's on the cutting edge of what the job is in all sports, all facets of the game. He's focused, and I don't think. I mean, it would take an atrocity for him to fire Kalen DeBoer. I mean, I think this is a long-term plan. I mean, it's not like a rebuild in 1 to 2 years. I think this year is a table-setting year where it's like, okay, do we need to overperform the expectation? We got a lot of new faces. We got a lot of young guys in new spots. So I'm pretty chill on the expectations. If we could outperform that, then that would just be an absolute home run in my book. And then you get loaded up for next year, and you probably have the best team that DeBoer's had, in my opinion, if everyone stays, if everything goes well, you know, barring transfer and NIL, all that junk, which I guess I can't really hang my hat on that not being a problem. But, you know, if it does work out the way that I hope it to work out, then you know, I think that next year is probably the team that can really get the job done. This year, I'm just hoping to outperform the expectation.
Well, let me ask you this, Carson. I mean, when you, how do I word this? I mean, when you look at this team, I mean, where's your limit though in terms of, you're saying setting it up for next year, right? Like, what would be your limit where you're kind of like, yeah, I don't mind this being an okay year, like 9-3. Would you still kind of have those feelings like, oh, I kind of expected this? What if they go 8-4? Would that change anything about how you feel about year 4?
It depends on how the 8-4 looks. I mean, if like genuinely, and I know that sounds crazy coming from an Alabama fan, like that's unheard of. That's Shula days, you know. But seriously, like, you know, I understand it sounds like blasphemy in Alabama football culture to say I'd be okay with 8-4. I wouldn't be happy about 8-4, but it just depends on how it looks. Like if it's because of immaturity and guys just making mistakes, you know, but they're playing hard and they're physical, and you know, you're seeing a difference in the makeup of the team, and they're just getting beat. I mean, okay, maybe tough games, something like that. Like I would take that.
He made a mistake. I mean, was Mr. Carson.
Hold on, sorry, I got my. Go ahead. Sorry, I was playing a different video in the background on accident. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Wow.
But yeah,
I mean, as long as short from yesterday, I was getting pulled up. Go ahead, you want to respond? Go ahead. Pastor Payne, I'm talking to you. You go ahead. Maybe he can't hear us right now. Carson, we appreciate it. I'll let him keep tuning in so he can respond. He clearly's got some words, man. I think he can't hear us, but we'll let him respond on the other side because I'm curious what he thinks about that. Sounds like he's got some thoughts for what you had to say, Carson.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Hey, we appreciate you, man. And again, yeah, get us that information so we can keep spreading it and see how we can definitely help you guys out.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for taking my call, buddy.
Yes, sir. Always, man. Take it easy. Good deal. All right. We got to hit a timeout. We come back. We keep on rolling. We'll keep working these phone lines, 205-342-9904. We got Smitty. I see we got Hayes and others. We'll get to you guys. When we come back right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC. Do you have cracks or potholes that are dragging down? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I don't know what just went away.
Well, I was trying to throw up your little Tiger Woods thing, man, from yesterday. I was about to play it during the break.
Oh, that's what I heard. I heard that, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, no, I had pulled that up during the break, or I was trying to pull it up to play it during the break because I thought it was funny, but it's kind of messed everything up. That's on me. That was a technical error on my behalf. Did you get in touch with Adam?
Adam, I hadn't heard from him. I hope he's okay.
No, he's good. He's good. I'll shoot him a text here in a second. Calvin says 8-4. I know you got to roll.
I'm on the card. I mean, Lamparello. You got a customer at Lamparello. I can't get you, bro. Come on now.
Hey, then take it easy, brother. Did you call him?
No, I didn't.
Exactly. So don't be doing that, man. Come on, man. Don't be doing bad advertising like that. That's wicked.
Come on, Adam, it's your boy. It's the POP trying to holler just for
you. Didn't even call him. Dial his number.
I don't have his number.
This dude here, man, Chase. This dude has lost his damn mind. He's over here doing freaking negative recruiting on our favorite here at the show, guy Adam. And he even called it. I mean, people are busy, man. You gotta call him. You gotta call him. You gotta call him. Anyway, all right. Let me
Yeah, I was trying to get in and get out so I can, get something to eat.
Wait a minute.
My lunch.
I mean, go eat your
Yeah.
lunch. I mean, we're just chilling.
Yeah. So
What are
I
you?
want.
What is that finger? What are you doing?
Well, this guy trying to sell me some almond jars candy in the box. I
Who?
done told you, some couple of kids selling candies and.
Kids or a guy? I mean, it's a big difference. You said a guy,
Well,
then you say kids.
they're
I mean,
kids.
hey, support the
They're
kids,
under
man.
21.
Stop being like that, bro. Aren't you a minister? Are you talking about ministry, man? You could
Yeah,
minister to them kids over them almond joys. So you just hand them a couple dollars and tell them about the Lord, man. Come on, you missing up an
I'm
opportunity.
on the phone. I don't miss no opportunity. If the Lord said open roll them to give him $1, 10, I would do it.
So the
I ain't
Lord
hear
didn't
about
tell you
that.
the Lord didn't
No.
tell you to get no almonds.
No.
Okay, are we talking about like Boy Scouts selling candy? Or are we talking about like the
Man, I
Atlanta
don't
water
know what to do.
boys
I don't
running
know what
around
it
in the
is.
white tees?
I'm not
They
gonna
trying to run
judge.
you down. No, I'm not judging.
He out here
I'm
on a
asking.
cell phone with a backpack and hoodie on his head.
Okay, yeah. So that's like the Atlanta water boys. Yeah, you gotta be careful with some of them sometimes. That's fair. You gotta be a little careful with that one.
He's doing. I'm like, dude, present yourself a little different, especially in this is a high dollar area over here. These people got. They see you with a hoodie on the back. They're not giving you no money. They think you scam. Like, dude, you know.
But tell him that you might be able to bless him.
I will when I'm finished what I'm doing. I ain't got time to tell him. He knows it's 90 degrees out here and you got the hoodie on.
That is a little, yeah. It's a little interesting there, man. It is. What is it? It's about 78 here. 78. Too warm for a hoodie though. Yeah, too warm for a hoodie. You're right though.
I got a lightweight polo hoodie on, but I ain't got the hoodie on my head.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because that does kind of look crazy. You are wearing
I can show him.
You actually are wearing a hoodie, so you're kind of being a little hypocritical.
No, he got the hoodie on his head.
Oh, okay. So he's actually okay.
And
yours is kind of like BT. Yours is kind of like Hawaiian. That's like something Tua would wear. You got a Tua jacket on.
Tua, yeah. Tonga Bailoa.
Yeah. His is what? What color is his hoodie? That can make a big difference. Black.
Well, but the harassing these girls at the table trying to eat that little salad. Man, go on. I mean,
this dude here, man, he might be trying to get him a salad himself, man. The only way he can do it is sell something. I mean, come on, man. You're supposed to be preaching, man. You're supposed to be preaching. You joke and judge the man.
Tomorrow's CJ's birthday, April 2nd. He'll be 33, my football number.
All right.
Wow, this dude is good out here. Man, nobody want almond jar and eat cob at the same time.
And welcome back into this Wednesday edition of the Miller's Edge, Title 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Man, we got the pastor Payne on here.
What's that?
Not much, man. Not much. I mean, it seems like you're doing a little bit better than the young man selling almond joys out there. I mean, you hating on the dude, man.
Support, if these kids like at Polo Road Sports, we need to do stuff
like that. They might need some new football jerseys.
I rolled down the window and they got the parents out there. But these are older cats, got cell phones and a hoodie. Like, man, I can't trust to give you a $20 bill. I just don't know. And I'm not doing sugar anyway right now, so I don't even want it. I'll support. Well, tell me, just don't come up and say, man, you want to buy some candy? No, I don't want to buy no candy. What do you mean? It's like,
yeah, you don't even know where that candy came from.
Tell me, give me something to say, this is what we're doing, sir. I'm a part of Polo Road, the Eagles, and
shout out to them Eagles, man, undefeated.
Right. So
we used to run the table, man.
He's still out here. No, I can get him on here live if you want him on the show, but
I'd rather not. I'd rather not just welcome people we don't know on live radio that are wearing
real quick, let me say my point before you cut me off early. The last segment. For Carson, I know you listen.
I didn't cut you off. The stream cut you off.
I appreciate the fun thing, the not fun so much the golf tournament, but the razor thing.
Yeah.
I can definitely appreciate that. And but what I don't appreciate, Carson, is your bowing down to 8-4. I mean, as an Alabama fan, don't you dare, Carson, get on this radio and tell me I'll be okay with 8-4. It just depends on how it looks. What do you mean how it looks? 8-4 is 8-4. How it looks will be like you lost 4 games at Alabama. It's unheard of. I don't care if it's 1 point a game or 25 points. This is the problem. Now the fan base is starting to get okay with mediocrity. Catch that word, mediocrity. That's not Alabama. This is championship or bust. And now you want to tell me as a fan, hey, I'm okay with 8-4. Just depends on how it looks. That's a problem. That's a problem.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I mean, listen, again, 8-4. When you say 8-4, 100%, I mean, I think probably 98% of the fan base.
8-4 in South Carolina, you go to 8-4 in South
other.
Carolina, you go to Outback Bowl. Fans are gonna be happy. They get to go to Tampa Bay. You know, they get to hit Ybor City. They're gonna be down there doing their little party, hanging out. They're gonna, and they play a Big Ten team and a chance to win 9 games. That's excellent football for the University of South Carolina. That's the expectations for the University of South Carolina. But if you're Alabama, if you are the Alabama Crimson Tide, more 5 stars than anybody, more 4 stars, a loaded roster, a coach making all kinds of money, 8-4 is abysmal. You spending that kind of money on a roster and talking about I'm happy with going 8-4. It just depends on how it looks. I don't know how it's supposed to look.
But he just said they didn't spend. No. Well, wait. You missed the part though, because we've been breaking down this article, with Chris Lowe, your buddy, right? Our buddy.
Yeah.
But he told Chris Lowe, he said, I believe that, and actually, let me pull it up. I mean, get the quote exactly what he said. He said, a lot of guys we added are better than what we had, and we got them for a lot less money. That's what we've been discussing. Because I'm not gonna lie, I mean, hearing that, I was kind of shocked he would say that publicly like that. Just, but not like there's anything wrong with it, but you know, normally coaches give you coach speak. Like you wouldn't, and especially Coach DeBoer, I wouldn't expect him to kind of say something like that. Maybe he heard James Smith's comments. Like, man, people saying this about us. Well, how about this? Do you think
he's telling them clowns they weren't that good? That's what he's saying.
Do you really think so? I don't think he.
I really know so.
Well,
listen, Kalen DeBoer would never say something like that normally.
Yeah, that's why I agree.
Away, James Smith and those guys went away and said, hey, this is harder, this is tougher. You know, Alabama, you know, new coach, new regime, blah, 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 blah. So that was a get back. There's no doubt about it. That was a get back. Now, if you're paying less money to a player, you're getting that money because they weren't that good. You're paying that money because they weren't that good. So this is kind of like an oxymoron thing. Like, listen, you got players that you paying less money because if they had any value, any kind of high value, then other teams would have been in that run. Listen, you got them for that cost because they are not, Kalen DeBoer, better than what you had. You can't play me like that. You might play these fans like Carson and some of these guys with that rhetoric, but that crap is not working on me. If you paying a guy less money, that means that his value is low, right? Because if his value was high, he ain't going that. Now, when Nick Saban was there, they win a championship every other year. Yeah, he might go there and say, you know what, coach, I just want to be a part of a national championship winning program. I want to come to Alabama. I want to be a part of something great. I got a chance to go to the league first round. That Alabama, yeah, I'll take less money. Listen at me, chat, because you can see my face. Let me put my shades up. That's not what's happening. You got these guys on the down low, on the low in the streets, right, where they ninjas are hanging out. Them boys, they get the low. They getting the low because they got no. That means they got no value. You get the low because they are no. They ain't got it. So don't tell me that they better than James and Quay Russo. The devil is a liar. They are not. They're not. So see, all this mess is getting crazy, Christian. It's getting crazy in sports. This is why I get mad, because it's like, y'all stop tripping. You caught up because the man said y'all weren't tough. You bringing ice cream to practice. You got a dude that over drinks at practice, giving you pep talks. You got watermelon trucks. You giving guys days off. They showing up at practice late. This guy is just speaking the truth. And this is the reason why now your fan base say, okay, 8-4, not so bad. We just got to be competitive in those 4 losses. As long as we competitive in those 4 losses, we good. The devil is a lie, man. I ain't trying to hear all that. Come on, Kalen DeBoer, man. Lace up your bootstraps, tighten up your belt buckle, get them pants off your chest, get you got the low hang, and be real to them dudes, and let's go play some football. You better get back to, again, I'll say it again, Black and Miles, Newports, pants hanging down to their knees. Get some of them dudes on your roster that you can control that'll go out there and play some. I'm talking about some ninjas that you can speak life into. Some ninjas that you can control. Some ninjas that can. I'm just being real. You gotta have some ninjas. Right now, they don't have ninjas. They got.
Where did you learn this, bro? Where did you learn this? Where did you learn the ninja term?
Because I'm a pastor. Don't think I don't know the real, the down low. I just try to,
Oh, brother.
Let me give you this one real quick. I gotta go eat. The Apostle Paul said this: I became who I needed to be. Meaning I know how to get down wherever I'm at. If I go into corporate America and I need to talk to the white guys with all these degrees on the wall and money, I know how to. Good afternoon, guys. I pray all is well. How's mother? Oh man, that's awesome. So if I need to be a ninja, like, yo, what up, dude? What's up, homie? Uncle 411. Let me tell you how I'm rolling right now. Let me tell you how I'm kicking right now. I know how to talk that language in the street too, because I've been around that too.
Then go support that ninja that's out there selling them almond joys right
That's
there.
why I know these little ninjas out here trying to get over, but they ain't biting me like that today. Money too hard to come by. Donald Trump got this gas price up, this Escalade, man, about $5-6 a gallon. So, man, shit, Donald Trump trying to get us back in the government cheese line. Come on, bro, you got to stop this war. Got to eat.
Hey, he's addressing the nation tonight at 8 p.m.
How about address how about address this gas station around the corner? Can you address that gas pump instead of go down?
That's why you need to get you a Tesla. We got to hit the time out real quick. We come back. We keep on rolling right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9. Don't worry, guys. We're going to clip that. Please, StreamYard, clip the last 5 minutes. That was gold. We'll be right back.
Address the gas pump, Trump, please. Shoot. Want to hear all that, fool.
Hey, well, this entertainment should not be free, man. I'm telling. Listen, this is what, guys. Austin, this is what I try to tell him, man. Like, this dude, I know he preaches. He's got a great gift for all that, but his ass is like comedy without even trying, man. That's what I'm saying. If he would really do this like on a consistent basis, man, this dude would be like.
No.
You can be the next. I would say Shannon Sharp, but I don't need you involved in those scandals. I sat down. I didn't sit down. I sat down right here. I like Shannon because he keeps out there talking Glenville. They don't sit down. But you got, hey, go over there and sat down. We sat down right here. That's cool. No, I like the whole mama said, grandmama said, like all like how many things did they say, and how does he remember everything they said? That's what's impressive to me. Oh, look like you cut out. I don't think that's me, man. That dude with that hoodie might have knocked your service out, man. Should have bought them almond joys. So there you go. You back now.
You ever heard of a place called Chop?
Like Hall's Chop House?
No, these are like salads, man. It's healthy. I mean, you go crazy on salads. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm gonna get off the radio, but I might stay on the chat.
All right. Yeah, no, we're gonna hit these phone calls.
I had to let the folks know. Sometimes even as a pastor, man, because people like I got a good prophetic call from a leader in church. Said, man, Corey, you're a big, humble, meek, you're nice, and I don't like confrontation. But even in the church, I had to let them know. I used to be. I got a ninja spirit deep down. You don't want to bring this ninja spirit up.
Come on, but don't. No, come on.
Like you gotta let people know. Real. I'm 10 toes down for Jesus, man. I ain't got time for no food. I'm 10 toes down.
Come on, man. No, Lee, you gotta handle that outside this, man. Handle that outside. Don't do that on here. I don't want you regretting saying.
I'm just saying I ain't got time to play with people.
No, I know you tell her how it is. We appreciate it. That's why we all love and respect you over here, man. But I'm just
this is Chop right here.
You got to turn the camera around, man. We still looking at that.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
You looking like Tito from Rocket Power, man.
Let your soul go. Listen. How you turn the tune?
Brother, there should be a button that you flip the camera, man. Or you could just hit the X button and just completely leave the stream. That works too. Listen to him speaking in tongues. He's about to, man. He started getting passionate about something. you know, you almost might have better luck literally just flipping
I
your
know how to do
phone
it.
around. You know what I mean? Like literally just turning your phone around real quick.
No, I got it.
There you go. All right, cool.
This is where I'm at in Columbia, man. This is where it's happening. This is called Trinity Plaza. If you're a single young dude, professional, you want to be around here.
Okay. That's
if you're single, it's pretty cool. Let me show you Chop real quick before you go back on the radio.
Yeah, we got 10 seconds, man.
So this is Chop.
I'm sure the people are very glad you're taking the camera in front of their face. That's cool. Oh, Chopped. Okay. CHOP.
Yeah, they fix their food back here.
That's okay. Oh yeah, tell him we said hello. Okay. How's it going? All right, yeah, we're on live radio. Sorry, I don't know why he's giving us a tour. All right, good deal. Well, let me bring us back so we can get on the
Go ahead, I'm gonna mute out. Go ahead.
All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. And welcome back into this Wednesday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Hey, if you're on our streams, any of them, YouTube, X, or Facebook on Tide 100.9 at the Miller's Edge on every other platform, you're getting a live tour of the, restaurant Chopped, where the Pastor Payne is. He even literally stuck the phone back in the kitchen where they're preparing the food. So they just got to be live on the Miller's Edge. I'm sure they appreciated that. All right, let's keep on rolling. We got to go back to the phone lines, 205-342-9904. We got to take a break from the Pastor, man. He's on one again today. We got Smitty up next, and then we got our guy Hayes after that. Smitty, welcome in.
How's it going, Christian?
Oh man, it's great, man. It's going great. I'm just trying to keep the Pastor Payne in check. I'm watching him place his order right now.
Better have that censor button ready.
Absolutely. No, he's not. Trust me, I forgot I can mute. He joins on the stream. I can do it myself. I just got to hit that mute button. I just got to remember it, man. I just got to catch it on time.
Yeah. God, thank you for sharing that Kalen DeBoer interview, because I'm not paying for that stuff. But I don't have a job like that to deal with that, right? But here's the thing, right? What people gotta understand, like college football is different now, where like these jobs and stuff. Where I remember all these Alabama fans wanted him gone, but soon as rumors him taking the job, not our coach. Which one is it, people? But the thing, you have to start over as well. We take all these new jobs because these players can leave, so the new coach is hired, or your coach left. And since everybody you got on your team is not going to follow you, you may not be able to take every coach you have either. And so, but y'all talking about the whole portal thing, right? Here's how I look at it. I'll use James Smith and Devin Tompkins, right? I'm also going to throw some numbers out there. I'm going to throw them out because we don't know how much these people are making, even though it should be public knowledge, but it's not. So we take these folks' word for it. Not better yet. I use Wilkin Formby and Javen James. I'll use them as a better example, right? The same Wilkin Formby had a chain snatch by a true freshman who was playing guard his whole life. Let's just start with that. Let's say Wilkin Formby got $1 million for A&M, right?
North of that.
Let's just go 1.5 for, like I said, 1.2, 1.2. 1.5, right?
Yeah, that one sounds pretty close to me.
Good. This will make my point even better. Let's say Javen James came for probably $700,000. Let's just say, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's Wilkin Formby $800,000 better, and I think that's how people look at it. It's like, okay, we can get similar production, even if we get similar for less money, and we can spread this money out everywhere else as well. That is something, because I know the NFL is big on that, where it's like, hey, why are we paying this guy? We get the similar production for this amount of money. And we know contracts and stuff is basically also based on what you negotiate. And sometimes it's like the NFL where it's positional value as well. Offensive linemen are going to make more. Quarterbacks, so we see some average quarterback getting $5-6 million. I watched Brandon Thornton play football because I bet on that Nebraska game they played earlier in the year. That dude was running the wing team pretty much. He got $5 million in Texas Tech, and I'm like, how? Even Carson Beck, how? But And that's something right there where you get what you negotiate. And some teams are just that desperate. Now, some of these players who may left, they may develop, or they just may be who they are who left. Some who may come in, they may not be better, but they may give you similar production. And I think that may be what he's talking about, because I see it in my pro team. It's like they thought Baker Mayfield is eligible for this big supermax deal. Like, we can find a quarterback giving you similar numbers at the salary he was making previously, you know? And that's something where I'm looking at. I'll say this real quick. Positional value. Justin Fields stinks, right? That boy smells bad as chitlins out there when he plays football. But he got $20 million for the Jets anyway.
He ain't that bad. Come on, Smitty. I ain't that.
He's god awful.
Oh,
bro, he's god awful, man. Man, that boy's god awful. I tried. It's terrible. I owe Kirby Smart an apology. But here's the thing. But he got $20-something million for that year he's at the Jets because he played quarterback. And I think I'm not saying 8-4 is the standard. I say 9-3 with the extra ACC game in a tough out of conference every year. 9-3 should be the floor. And that you should also look at if you got a young team. I'll say this real quick, take it off the air. Hey, Lane Kiffin, there ain't no patience when you drop $40 million on a roster, Playboy. Just want to tell you that also. You have a good one, Christian.
Yes, sir. You too, Smitty. We appreciate you, brother. Good stuff as always. And hey, real quick, before we hit this timeout, we got Hayes when we come back. But right now, we got to tell you about our friends over at Lamprello Law Education and Advocacy, founded by our friend and partner here on the show, man, attorney and Professor Adam Lamprello. If you guys or you have any high school, college, or graduate students that are in need of any academic or career help, right? Whether that's planning, mentoring, exam and test taking preparation, subject matter mastery, resumes, and so much more. They've got you covered. Plus, of course, on the legal representation side of things, they're there for you as well, whether it's NIL cases, whether it has anything to do with any type of criminal defense that you may need. Hopefully you guys don't find yourselves in that situation. But hey, things happen in life. It can happen. Academic misconduct, you name it, they've got you. Not only will they do it first class, they'll do it with relentless effort, but they'll also do it at a very, very, very affordable price. We know these things are expensive. Like my dad said, man, things are a little high, just like the gas. So are legal fees. So make sure you find yourself someone who's going to take good care of you and do it at an affordable price. And look no further than Adam Lamprello with Lamprello Law Education and Advocacy. 201-317-5115 is their number. Adam at lamprello-law.com is the email. And very soon, lamprello-law.com will be launched right there for you guys to check it out and get even more details and get in contact with them. Again, that is Lamprello Law Education and Advocacy, the official representation right here on the Miller's Edge. We got to hit a timeout. When we come back, we keep on rolling. Hayes, we're coming to you on the phone lines, 205-342-9904. We'll see you when we come back.
Coming.
Goodness, Chase, hold on. We gotta reposition that. I mean, every break. I mean, tell them if we're gonna do that on my show. We need to do I'm gonna do my preview, and then on Gary's or whoever's. Right? I want a Miller's Edge preview every single break. I mean, goodness, every break, man. Like, we ain't even got one. These folks, man, it's crazy. What are my expectations going to do? Or wait. What are my expectations going to do to change the outcome? That's fair. Nothing we say or do will change anything. It's all about what they do on the field. You're right about that. New practice pics just dropped on IG. Oh, let me clear my throat so I don't sound like a 13-year-old going through puberty. Let me pull up. Let me see if they're on X first. I don't know if we're logged in on Instagram. Right here, just let me see. Let's see what these new photos are talking about. Yep, they're on X 3 minutes ago. Shout out to Jake for that. Let's see what we got. All right, we got Cavante Henry. I feel like he did his weight drop a little bit. I can't remember. He looks like he slimmed down a little bit. Maybe got a little trimmed up. Looks good though. Let's take a page out of Clint's book. Clint said he's always looking for every little detail that he can find. Who's that behind him? Was that 23? Who's 23? That Caden Jones? Was he not wearing 30? Bro, the graphics and the setup is lit. I can see the steady improvement. Keep up the good work. Hey, man, thank you so much. Hey, listen, I appreciate that. Seriously, thank you so much because I've spent a lot of time and a lot of money. But big shout out to all of our partners that help put this on, man. And so again, if you guys are in need of any services that our I should say partners offer, right? Please make sure you show them love, man. Whether it's R&R Cigars, Adam Lamparello, Lamparello Law Education and Advocacy, whether it's ARC Asphalt Restoration Company, Brian Harden Construction here, Andrew Sports Medicine, you name it. I mean, we got a lot of great partners, man. I hope I'm not leaving anybody out. I pray I'm not leaving anybody. I don't think I'm leaving any current partners out, but please, man, show them love because they help do all this, man. So like the improvement with the camera, the improvement on the mic, the improvement on the background, the new layout, like all that stuff, man. They're helping put together. Yeah, so that is Caden Jones. Everybody changed their number. So I mean, I don't even know who is who at this point half the time, man. I think was he not wearing 30? Anyway, so it looks like he's behind what's his name here? Cavante Henry. Can't really, I guess, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not as good as Clint is with this investigative work. I don't think you can really tell if that's, running with the ones, twos, who knows? Could be both. Noah Rogers, right? 5. Is that who that is? We got to get him a smaller jersey, man. He's kind of messing with his swag, man. Because I know Caden Jones has been getting reps with the ones, but Cavante Henry's hard to tell if he's been working in, at least in that rep. I'm sure he's been getting some reps too, but all right, nice shot of Michael Carroll. These are gonna be some good pictures for the thumbnails, man. Nice and good quality, man. So good. We need some fresh ones. There we go. That's a better shot of Caden Jones. Looks like he's growing up some, man. Looks like he's growing up a little bit. Got Ivan Taylor behind him, so I'm assuming this is probably a shot of the twos. Could be the ones. Don't know, but I'm gonna leave the investigative work to Clint, man. Granted, this is kind of hard. You only see 2 guys, and all the guys that we're seeing are kind of like borderline, like guys that have gotten reps with ones, but typically are deemed as twos. I guess we've kind of just the mouthpiece thing it's a thing of the past at this point, man. I'm seeing orange mouthpieces, baby blue, light blue, cotton candy blue. So I guess the green mouthpiece thing, and I guess colored mouthpiece in general, man. I guess we're well past that at this point because we got the whole rainbow, man. Just pick your flavor at this point. And welcome back into this Wednesday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Let's wrap things up with another phone call real quick, 205-342-9904. We've been talking all about this article with Coach DeBoer sitting down with Chris Lowe, and now we go back to the phone lines where we got Hayes from Tuscaloosa. Hayes, welcome in. Hayes, you with us? Going once, twice, and sold. He might have dropped. Hayes, if you want to circle back, you got a few minutes to do so. Worst case, man, try to hit us up tomorrow. We'll be glad to get you on here. I know we kind of were. It took a little minute to get you on here, but we had the Pastor Payne going on a little bit of a rant, and I wanted to let him finish what he had to say. Which it looks like he's got his food now. Maybe he was a little hangry. You might. You know what I'm thinking? Maybe you're a little hangry because I know you normally take that medicine around noon,
I'm not,
right?
I take it in the morning first thing. But,
Okay.
First bell I've eaten all day though. But no, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I was sitting there thinking while I was sitting there waiting on my ninja plate.
Wait. Will you tell it? Wait, where did you pick up on the term ninja? Because I'm not gonna lie, that's very like TikTok lingo, very much TikTok lingo. And
very
I know you
Christian.
It is, and I know he's been posting, his sermons
Father,
on
bless
TikTok.
my food in the name of Jesus. Let me strength from my body in Jesus Christ's name. Okay, y'all go ahead. Okay. But listen.
So I'm saying, I know you've been posting a lot of sermons on TikTok, so maybe you've just been, sliding a little bit too much. Because if you picked up on the ninja term, which Chase, I think we're okay to say that, right? I mean, just talking about ninjas, right?
Yeah, you're good to go.
that do kung fu.
Well, them
You know what I
games
mean?
y'all played was ninja games. Remember, you used to love all them ninja mess, all that crap. But
Wait, you remember that? Wait, he just brought
Yeah.
he brought back a man. Isn't that where you had to stay still, and then you try to hit somebody? You get like one move, and they got to move, and if they hit the hand, you got to put the hand behind your back. That's that game, right?
That devilish race car game, just straight from Satan.
Wait, what?
That devilish race car game, and you be shooting people and running.
Wait. You're talking about Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I call it a devil's race car game, but fair enough. There's a lot of violence on there. Anyway, I don't even know where we were going with this whole thing, man. I don't even know where we were going.
They got about a couple of minutes, but let me just say that.
Go ahead, please.
I thought at this point,
Mm-hmm.
I'll use the term ninja, right? As a coach, I might go out and help your old school, by the way. I met the new football coach, Spring Valley. He wants you to speak to the team and
tell him to retire my jersey first.
Okay, that might be something coming. I ain't gonna tell you that. But the thing is, listen. Let me just tell you this right here. I told him this, Chase. I want ninjas on the football field. If I'm coaching, I want to coach ninjas. I want to coach some dude that ain't afraid, the kamikaze. Let's go blow it up in there. Let's go blow up that trap. Let's go blow up that lead isolation. Like, I want ninjas, right? But off the field, I want TD Jakes. I want soft, loving, the gospel truth. Don't mean you're a punk. Don't mean you're soft. But when you're doing your craft called football, I want a ninja. I want you to fight. I want you to listen. I want Reggie White. I want to do that club hump you and tell you the Lord loves you as I help you up off of your gluteus maximus, right? This is what I want.
That was I know I picked up everything you just put down, but the phrasing on that, if somebody just listening, that could have come off crazy what you just said. But you talking about the hump move? You want to put the move on?
I said club hump.
Right. Then pick them up as they're getting up off their rear from you. I know. I'm just that was just that collection of words together right there.
But I'm just saying, Alabama needs ninjas. They need ninjas, warriors. They need dudes that are warriors, but you want them to turn that off. That's the thing that I always say when I play. I'm a ninja on the football field. I'm gonna fight you. I cause fire. I'm gonna punch you in the you know what, the gonads. I'll do it. You gonna hold me?
Christian,
you won't. I'll punch you in the gonads. It don't matter. And so you're gonna get your hands up off me, whatever it takes. Now, but off the field, I'm gonna be a nice guy. I'm gonna be meek. I'm gonna be humble. I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be the TD Jakes, man. I'm gonna be the pastorist. I'm gonna be pastoral. But
that's hard to come by, man. I'm saying you're asking for a lot, man.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, Chase. I mean, that's like saying, I mean, you want the best of both, where you want the best of everything, right? You know what I'm saying? Because listen, let's call spade a spade. There's a lot of guys that are living that life that you're talking about, and they're not necessarily going to be the closest to God. And then there's like a lot of people that are close to God.
You got to have the right people in place. You need ninjas like me, pastor ninjas.
I'm just saying,
you're
asking for a lot.
Nick Saban used to have some pastor ninjas that can get in the face of these dudes, and now they want to cry and call mom on the cell phone doing me.
No, I'm just. If I give you an example, listen, and the guys I'm gonna list are, phenomenal players, but I saw Ruben or Tim going to Church of the Highlands, Sunday after their game. Now they were ninjas. Like, who are you talking about? But I can't say that they were preaching the word of God in the locker room every day. So I'm just saying, you're asking for a lot. Jonathan Allen might be a good candidate. Jonathan Allen, he came from the military background, and I don't know about necessarily preaching, but very stand-up guy. And granted, Tim and Ruben are very great individuals, by the way. But I'm saying, John, if you listen to John, he's a little bit what you described, but you listen to John in pregame in the locker room, and he's saying some stuff that, Lord.
The problem is you just have to be able to turn that off. So the problem where guys get in trouble, they get off the field and after the game go to the club, and now they drink and they still try to be a ninja, and they find themselves in trouble, or hitting a girl or doing something.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm just saying they do stupid things.
They're
not able to turn off the ninja effect.
Jeremy Bernard, that's a good one. Jeremy is dog on the field and very.
Right.
religious.
like
I mean, I don't like using the word like religious, but you get what I'm saying. He definitely was big on his faith, and he
religious
expressed.
is a bad term. That's been a Pharisee.
So,
You
well,
don't
okay,
wanna be
and I knew that was. That's why I said I didn't want to necessarily. That was I was
Call him a
reading the comment.
disciple.
I
Call him a
get it. Though.
disciple.
He was very
Call him a follower.
he was expressive about his faith outside of football. Hey, let's do this. Let's close out the show, at least on radio, and that way we're
Chase,
not
you
running
got to
over.
man up too, Chase. I need some bass in your voice. Stop all that.
We've met in person. Come on now.
You don't need to judge Chase. Ain't nothing wrong with Chase's voice, man.
You just drink some.
Chase, there's nothing wrong with how he speaks. I mean, get off of Chase back, man.
What you need, Pastor?
Chase don't have the camera
Chase,
on.
I want you to be a ninja producer. I want you to be a ninja producer.
Can I keep my job?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, we got that's the most important thing. Hey, we got to close things out. This has been a fun one on this Wednesday edition. We'll be back tomorrow where we will have our guy Adam joining us live. We will also have Brandon Clear on here. Pastor Payne should probably be on as well. I'm assuming maybe not. We'll see, but we will hopefully see you guys tomorrow right here on the Miller's Edge. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC.
You've been listening to the Miller's Edge, tackling sports daily.
Appreciate it, Chase. And don't you worry, ain't nothing wrong with your voice, Chase.
Say no, I'm just kidding.
No, I know. Nah, Chase could speak up a little bit though when he asked his little press conference question. He posted something, and he could probably project a little bit when he asked the questions if you really wanted to be technical. But ain't nothing wrong with you talk, and he don't need to be no ninja. Trust me, at that station he should just do what he does, man. Just do what he does. Real quick, if you guys haven't, man, I think we're at 52 likes, man. We got our hater bag. We got our hater bag circling around, man. Past three streams, you got like one dislike. It's that one guy snooping around, or whoever it is. But anyway, thank you guys for hitting that like button. That always helps us out. Keeps pushing things. Again, the goal is
went off again.
Probably your alert did it. 5K subscribers on YouTube by the end of May. So we're on pace. So if you guys are listening via X, which I know we got a lot of folks listening, YouTube channel, we always ask, man, just slide on over to YouTube at some point when we finish up here, whenever, and hit that subscribe button over there. We post extra content on YouTube. Plus, I'm hopefully planning on. I know I talked about doing a podcast with Slade and wanting to do something like that soon, and hopefully we'll get that going. Especially by the season, I promise. I will do a weekly thing in the evening for sure during the season. So make sure you guys subscribe now to stay up to date with that, because we will be posting some stuff during the summer as well. But fall is kind of where I'm expecting to kind of do like the weekly thing where we break down the game, and also maybe it'll turn into a twice a week thing. One day for a breakdown, one day for a preview. Kind of like what we used to do. Me and my dad used to do that on YouTube. We used to do a post-game show, which I co-host a post-game show with Gray Robertson with Alabama football. So it's hard for me to, well, not hard. I can't really do it unless we did it for like 20, 30 minutes. I did it real quick before I did the official one. But we used to, man, those post-game shows, everybody was in there, man. So we might need to bring those back. I think it'll be good. So anyway, the moral of the story is all that's happening on YouTube. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. All of it is completely free, and it helps keep things free. Because the more the channel grows, the more it kind of takes care of itself, which is good, man.
They charge $2 for this avocado.
$3.
$2.49.
God. Let's see. Most of you are going to get is a left tackle. What are we talking about in the chat? Someone posted a pregame video before LSU, and some of the stuff that John Allen said is insane. Yeah, John would be saying some stuff. I mean, like, you just kind of have, I don't know, you had to think for a second. But whoa. I mean, it was painting a picture of some very, very heinous, violent acts, you know what I mean, that he was, telling the rest of the D-line to go and inflict on our opponent. It was it was quite the stuff. But, I mean, it was kind of you had Bo Davis, and then you had John Allen, and you had Jaron Reed and Ashawn, and, like, those four guys combined, man. I mean, there wasn't much of a Holy Spirit in that locker room. The stuff that was coming out of their mouth, that boy, that might have been coming from the other direction.
I ain't talking about talking like that.
No. I didn't mind it. Hell, I mean, it had me ready to run through a brick wall. I mean, granted, I was, about 215 pounds and was redshirt and wasn't doing nothing. I just was like, hey, shoot, I like that. It had me fired up. I'm just saying. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. The guys that don't use bad language that are doing that, they don't hit the same. And you know that's true. I know you're a pastor and all that, but just tell me if you had the Christian guy doing the pregame speech and he's saying "darn it" and "freaking," like, come on, man, that ain't gonna hype the ninjas up. That is just not. It's not gonna do it. It don't hit the same. No offense. Just being honest. You know it's true.
What hype the ninjas up when you go out there and it's 3rd and 4 and they run a slant route and you're a Mike backer and you give them mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. That's what hype the ninjas up. Ain't about what you say. You can say I wasn't big on all that talking the crap. The guy that talk wastes that. No. You go on the football field and you lay that wood on somebody. You know what? You pancake somebody. You go blast somebody. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about talking. Talking is for the freaking birds. Like,
you say that, but I'm talking about like you still need something. I didn't need it. I didn't necessarily need it, but I'm saying, but as a team, you need somebody to do that. I'm just telling you that was our locker room pregame. We had that going. If we had a quiet locker room pregame, something was off, and it didn't reflect. You know what I mean? The intentions that we had for that day. It felt like we weren't going to go out there and really impose our will. But when you had Cochran yelling, shouting, spitting while he's talking, we're doing our stretch, and you got John and Jay Reed and all them dudes saying the violent, heinous things that they're about to do to somebody's child and all these things. I'm just saying that kind of set the tone for what we're about to do to folks. But if we were just sitting there quiet and not talking, and I don't know.
What you trying to say, Jeremy Bernard, and listen to gospel worship music during pregame?
Well, okay. Personally, you can do what you want to do, right? So, like, guys, it's not about what they're listening to. That's not my concern. I'm saying as a group, though. You know what I'm saying? You got your headphones on. You can listen to Kirk Franklin and doing all that. But respectfully, I'm not trying to listen to Kirk Franklin before I go out there and I'm about to go hit somebody. But everybody's different. I think Jalen Hurts was big on, like, he used to listen to, what was it? Like R&B, like that kind of like slow kind of music. You know what I mean? Like Aretha Franklin or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that kind of like, I don't know. Everybody's different, though. Me, not so much, though. It just depends on the person, man.
I very seldom even listen to anything. I very seldom listen to anything.
So you just sitting there in your thoughts, just, all right, we're going to go out here and play cover 2 on this.
I meditate.
If we get trips, you just going over in your head like what the game plan.
I meditate making big hits.
If we get back to us or running a text, exit away. Like, I mean, like what that's all you're thinking in your head.
It's called visualization.
I had a couple games I probably was a little bit more like that. Like I said, I wanted to do that. I didn't need like young boy playing. I'm over here like doing all. I wasn't doing all that, but you know what I mean? Like, I needed a little something, though. But see, being biracial, I tap into both sides. I mean, heavy metal, I love some heavy metal. I love alternative rock, but I also like my rap, hip hop. You know what I mean? Just depending on the day. You got to be versatile, though. That's why we had White Boy Wednesday in the weight room, man. On Wednesdays, we called it White Boy Wednesday, and we played only rock music. The rest of it was straight hip hop. Pretty much straight hip hop. But on Wednesdays, man, it was dedicated to our Caucasian brothers and half of me. And we just listen to rock.
Man, that's terrible.
How is it terrible? I'm saying, like, everybody in high school, I feel like everybody listened to rock in the weight room. We had Coach Armstrong, big old country Coach Armstrong out of Lugoff Elgin. Him and Coach. That's what they need. They need some more of that. They need. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Coach Crumpler. Them big old bifocals, and I mean. Borderline would be, I mean, he called people boy, borderline. I mean, you kind of like, hold on, man. What kind of context are we talking about here? And he loved using that boy term. Big old Southern white dude, man, them big old bifocals. I'm saying, but see, listen, we turned the program around. They need some more of that. Who's the new head coach? What's his name?
I don't know.
Okay, you just met with the guy and you don't even remember his name? I mean, hip-hop rock mix is the best. Listen, that's why I'm a big fan of Yellow Wolf, and Yellow Wolf is actually performing in Tuscaloosa soon, man. Maybe we can get sponsored by that whole deal or promoted. I don't know. But in college, man, Yellow Wolf was like my favorite artist because I felt like he kind of included everything that I was in. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he had some rock influence, he had some country influence to his music, and he clearly was a rapper. And so it was like rock, rap, and country all together. And yeah, man, I'm big fan of Yellow Wolf, and he's from Alabama. He's from Gadsden, but he don't really make as much music no more, man. But he has some good, really good music. I used to listen to Yellow Wolf. That was, speaking of pregame music, that was one of the go-tos for me, man. Stay listening to Yellow Wolf, and then Jelly Roll. If you guys, if you know who Jelly Roll is, I was listening to Jelly Roll from Yellow Wolf, because Jelly Roll and Circle and Yellow Wolf, a lot of these Nashville.
Jelly Roll, he's a Christian.
He is, but he used to be a drug dealer. You know, serve time.
Yeah, he
and,
did that.
And was a rapper. No, but I'm saying so. Right, but see,
Brandon Lake from
what I'm saying, before he really blew up like on the scene the last 2 years, like, so I followed him on Instagram and I asked him if I could use his music for like a highlight tape from college. And so like I've been, you know, hip on Jelly Roll for years now. Then he kind of slowly started transitioning more into like, you know, the country music scene, even though it's not like true authentic. I'm not, no disrespect to him, but you get what I'm saying. It's not the same as Waylon, like, who I think is like he's kin to him or something. I don't know. But anyway, man, Jelly Roll used to be a little bit more rap based. But I used to listen to Jelly Roll, Yellow Wolf.
Can't look at him.
Brother, you sound like these old haggling Christian women, bro.
Bro,
it kills me when Christian folk be the most judgmental people, man.
You start tattooing your face up,
man.
I'm just saying.
So what? I mean, what about the people that, you know, had a past and they have tattoos and they convert to Jesus, they give their life to Christ, and they still.
I didn't say
you can't just imagine.
So
I
didn't say they were wrong. I just said I don't like people with tattoos on their face. That's my opinion.
But I'm saying all these old,
that's not wrong.
Christian women, I feel like you sound like
ain't nothing about Christian. That's
women.
just my opinion. Mine, Corey's.
Bro, that old grumpy women. And man, oh God, I'm sorry. That's bad. I did not mean to single out women. Sorry. Men too. But you get my point, though. I feel like it's a lot of like.
I don't.
You feel like it's the old ladies that the old Southern ladies, right? I'm not only singling out women. Let me go back. I'm talking about old Christian women that you know, like the ones at church that they got something to say about everybody. I'm not being sexist. Let me just be clear. I want to be clear on that. Because I know it's 2026 and people take stuff out of context. I'm talking about specifically the people in the church. That's what I'm talking about, not women in general. Sorry. Anyway, that's what you sound like that to me, man. You know what I mean? Like the grandma that she judge every little thing.
Oh, me grandma, grandpa, whatever you want.
Well, I mean, I
don't like the whole facial tattoo. That's my right.
Fair enough.
I'm not judging no individual. I just don't like that.
Oh,
I don't like overweight people wearing yoga pants. That's my opinion. I mean, overweight dudes wearing tight muscle shirts with a gut hang. I don't like that either.
Oh God! See, it's time. We got to get off here. And as soon as it starts drifting south like this, man, that's when it's time to get off.
See, people can't. That's what people can't have a real conversation. And
no. The conversation is great. No. Conversation is great, but like I said, it's always when I'm like it's the wording though, because like Jake he knows what I'm talking about. Like the old Christian women that are judging them, like, oh, bless your heart. That's what I was describing. But I'm saying the way I said it, I realized I'm like, whoa, you got to be careful because
everybody has tattoos now. Jesus, by the way, just for those that may not read their Bibles, Jesus coming back with a tattoo on his thigh. By the way,
I'm not gonna lie to you. You might have to fill me in on that one. I'm
just Google it.
When's the Miller's Edge anniversary? You know, that's embarrassingly, I don't even remember the date of our first.
We've been going about 3 years.
Yeah, but I'm saying the specific date. Now, are you talking about radio? I feel like radio should be the formal one. I feel like radio should be the formal one because, I mean, podcast, we fooled around. I can pull that up. I mean, let's find
Miller's Edge, you got to go back to the radio.
I'll base it off the radio, man.
It was an hour
Sorry.
show, went to 2 hours, and back to an hour. It's like
I'm sure I could probably ask the station.
Stuff. But
I could ask the station. Yeah, we were doing a 1 hour show, man. Yellow Wolf, Pop the Trunk. Hell yeah. Yeah, Yellow Wolf, yeah, Pop the Trunk, Best Friend. But I dude, man, I have like all his albums on my phone, like all the Trunk musics. Like if you go back and like Trunk music, I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Radioactive. I used to listen to that in college. I think it probably came out around that time. But I tell you, man, I was probably like the biggest, and I never really had like a specific artist or group that I really was like into, but something about
you said Donna all the Trump music. I get you.
Wait, who?
This is all the Trump music. Gas prices are high.
No, trunk, dude, trunk. Trunk, like the trunk of your car, man. Like, where you back in the day, you put speakers in the trunk music. You know what I mean? Like, he used to have a lot of music, had that bass going and stuff. Man, let me see. No, I can't play right here. We'll get.
I got 565 on the rise. Got 565. Hey, it's on the rise. What are you talking about? Gas prices. Gas prices.
Yeah, no, it's definitely time to get off the street, man. This is just getting worse. All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
What's today? Wednesday. So today is Spy Wednesday. When you talk about Holy Week, Spy Wednesday. This is when Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus. You know about that story?
I didn't know anything about the Spy Wednesday thing, but I know the story. Yes.
Yeah, betrayal. I did a little piece on my put on there. Tell the people, don't be surprised if people betray you. Those that are closest to you, those that walk with you, those that see the miraculous things in your life. Don't be afraid when they walk away from you. Or don't be shocked when they walk away from you. Definitely don't be afraid. But
I've learned that.
They did it with Jesus. They did it to Jesus, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. If they betrayed him, they'll betray you. So don't be shocked. Just keep leaning onto the vine. Let that branch stay connected. Because guess what? Jesus still fulfilled the purpose. They might walk away from you. They might betray you, but in Christ, your purpose shall be fulfilled. That's a word for somebody. I ain't even going to charge an offering. Hey, where's Adam? He ain't been on here. He ain't did nothing today.
He went in the chat, but he'll be on tomorrow with us. But give him a call. I mean, you got his number. Give him a call. And
I don't have his number. I really don't.
Oh my gosh!
You can text it to me. You can screenshot it to me.
But
I'm gonna get off on Uber right now. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna go work on my golf event and make some calls. Enjoy this beautiful 80-something degree sunny day in South Kakalaki.
There you go. For you and everybody in the chat. There's Adam's number. Any of your needs. I know, but I'm saying for the chat. But yes, because you do have it. Like, and this is not an ad. This is legit. He's got a question that he's going to get. Yeah, no, that's what I know. He needs somebody to consult with. A legal deal or whatever he's got. And Adam's there to save the day. So if you guys also need that 201-317-5115, Adam will take care of you. Adam at lamperlo-law.com. You just got to call him. That's like I'm telling the Pastor Payne to do. Just dial a number up. Adam will be there for you. All right. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same place. You guys already know the drill. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe over on the YouTube channel. All our ex-listeners, head on over to YouTube when we finish up here. Hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 5K. If you guys enjoy the content, you guys enjoy what we're doing on here, I promise you got plenty of stuff in the works that you guys will be excited about. So make sure you guys stay locked and loaded right here. And looking forward to doing it again tomorrow right here on Miller's Edge. Like he said, be blessed.